Shalom, shalom. I hope everything is fine. Hope you're dealing with these strange days the best way possible. Be'ezerat Hashem, this will be over soon enough. I'd like to start today a new series called Hallchot Sefrat HaOmer. Since the first day, second day of Pesach, we've been counting the Omer. You have studied that. You have this in both your week Sidurim, the blue from Chabad and the leather one. Both of them, they have the daily counting of Homer. There is also an application for your phone that you can keep updated. Okay. So Hallchot Sefrat Homer for 5,780 this year, and we have an image naturally of wheat, the wheat grains and the wheat uh, greens, which of course in this case is yellow. Anyways, because this is the main image you have in your head when you think about Sefrat HaOmer, because they'll take the sheaves of wheat and take it to the temple. We're gonna talk more about it. I'm gonna cover today the references in the Torah in dialogue with the Gemara and Moreh Nevuchim, Ramban. From that moment on, we go to the Halacha in still in the Gemara, but also in the Shulchan Aruch. But today, I want to cover the reference in the Torah and the direct dialect in the dialogue with the Torah Shebel Peh, the oral law, and the Halacha itself. That's why I call it Hallchot Sefrat HaOmer. What is the Halacha for Sefrat HaOmer? This is what we need to understand in this first lecture. Now, naturally, the amount of material that we're going to deal in this lecture they would take a longer time if we were together. So this is the dynamic that we need to find the best tuning. Because when we are together, we are having a conversation for each topic. But with the video classes, it's just me talking. So although it takes less time, but I'm in doubt because I need to find a way of having a feedback for you. So the second material you will receive will contain a few questions. Okay? So let's start Hallchot Sefrat HaOmer. And in our first slide, we see people praying and people reading the Torah. We have that image because naturally this is the Hakadma, which is the introduction, and we're gonna deal with the text from the Torah. So Hallchot Sefrat HaOmer, the laws regarding the counting of the Omer, and Hakedama. Hakedama in Hebrew means introduction. Akedama means introduction. Okay? So let's see what we have. Midai Shana. Midai Shana. What does it mean? Midai means it can mean two, but in this context it means every. So midai shana, so every year or each year or this year too and the next one too. So we can get the idea of two with the word midai. Midai shana, every year. Anachnu, so we do something every year. What do we do? Anachnu sofrim comes from safar. Safar is a very peculiar root. As we learn from Sefer Sirah, safar From Safar, we have Sofer, Sefer, Sipur, and Sifra. 4 possibilities. Sifra means counting. Sipur means telling, communicating, telling a story. So we have, and Sefer means book, right? So אנחנו סופרים, so we count, midai shana, every year, אנחנו סופרים, we count. If you count, we're gonna count something. Now you see, in Mishnaic Hebrew and Biblical Hebrew, generally we're gonna find the verb, and after the verb, the subject. But in modern Hebrew, that structure is still there. We still use it. But in a sentence like this, we follow subject, אנחנו, verb, sofrim, and the verb agrees in number and gender with the subject, and then we have the object, the direct object. So we, אנחנו, we, sofrim, we count. If you count, we count something. What do we count? The direct object sign, and then you have hayamim. So midei shana, every year, אנחנו סופרים, we count the yamim, the days. midai shana, אנחנו סופרים את הימים, the days. Is that all we count? Let's see. I have ve, which is a conjunctive vav. So we count the days, and we also count ha-shavuot. So midai shana, אנחנו סופרים את הימים והשבועות. So every year we count not only the days, but we also count the shavua. In Belém we say shabua. Some people say shabua because they are they have Hispanic ascendants. So the week shavua. Mi halayla, from me. Okay, mi halayla. What does it mean, laila? It means the evening. From the evening, from the night, from the evening. Ashani. Alayla shani is, here we have the number, shani. You remember shani? Shani is also shana. So Ehad miodea, Ehad ani odea, Ehad Eloheinu shebashamayim uvaretz. Shena miodea, Shena nani odea, Shena luchot habrit, the 2 tablets of the covenant. So we count the days and we count the weeks from the evening, the one that is the second. Naturally, we say the second evening. Okay? So every year we count the days and the weeks starting from me, Alayla Sheni, from the second night Shel Pesach. Mi Alayla Sheni Shel Pesach, from the second night of Pesach. If you have me, from, we also have ad, until. Is it clear? So, every year, midei shana, אנחנו סופרים, we count, את הימים והשבועות, the days and the weeks. And when do we start counting the days and the weeks? From the night. Which night? From the second night. Which second night? The second night of Pesach. And until when we count the days and the weeks? Ad. Ad is the opposite of min. So mi means from and ad means until. Until Shavuot. And here I'm talking about the festival, the Hag of Shavuot. So for our last time, midai שנה אנחנו סופרים את הימים והשבועות מהלילה השני, okay, מהלילה השני. So don't think about it as the night, the second. No, the second night, the second evening of Shel Pesach, of Pesach, at Shavuot, until Shavuot. And you see that Shavuot doesn't have an article. Shavuot here has an article, via Shavuot, and here I don't have an article, because the second appearance of this Od, I'm talking now regarding the Hag Shavuot, the festival of Shavuot. So the proper name of this festival is Shavuot. Therefore, I don't need an article, because this Od is already a proper name. Okay? So the definiteness of this Od is not provided by an article, as we have here. So what can we infer from this information? It means here the Od Shavuot means literally the weeks, and here without an article it means Shavuot, the proper name. Which proper name? The proper name of a festival. Okay? Moving on. Anu קוראים לספרת העומר. So anu is the same thing of אנחנו, okay? I said אנחנו here, so here I can say anu, okay? Try not to say anu, like Vanessa. We had this conversation before. Okay, anu קוראים, קוראים, you can compare with סופרים. So אנחנו סופרים, we count. אנו קוראים. So we, if סופרים comes from safar, קוראים comes from קרא. What does it mean קרא? You remember the text, the first paragraph of the Torah? קרא לילה. He called evening or night. So קרא means he called. So anu korim, we call לספרת העומר. So what I have explained in the first paragraph, we call it ספרת העומר. We call it the counting of the Omer. Okay? Moving on. A Torah. So I'm talking about the Torah. That's why I have a picture of the Torah right here. By the way, I see that these people are Hasidim. Why do I know that? Because of the atara of this talit. Every talit has an atara. Generally, on the atara, you have the blessing for, in order for you to put on your talit. I prefer mine without the blessing, only with the adorns of the atara. And the Lubavitch people, the Hasidim, they wear this long and pompous, because it's full of like stones, or no, like precious stones or something, beautiful ones as well. On their atara, this entire thing is an atara. A regular atara is only half of this size. Okay? Only the Lubavitch Hasidim do this. Anyways, the Torah, masiga, again, a Torah masiga, et alahot, sorry, התורה משיגה את ההלכה הזאת, התורה משיגה את I'm sorry, את ההלכה הזאת. Let's see one by one. התורה, no problem, the Torah. משיגה, again, I have my subject and my verb, and then my direct object. Here, אנחנו סופרים את הימים. We count the days. Okay? אנו קוראים. We call. התורה משיגה את ההלכה הזאת. So the Torah masiga means present, displays. The Torah presents et halacha hazot. So what does the Torah present? The Torah presents azot. We have two singular demonstrative pronouns, ze and zot. Ze is for masculine and zot is for feminine. Why is it feminine? Because it's halacha. Halacha is feminine. So the Torah presents this halacha. I don't have to say that the halacha, I don't have to repeat the word halacha. I can say hen. So where are these halachot? They are in Behumashim. Behumashim. Humashim is the plural for Humash. In Hebrew, we call a book Sefer. For example, this is a Sefer Torah. Sefer Torah. When we're dealing with the individual books of the Torah, we don't call them Sefer, we call them Humash. The plural of Humash is Humashim. So, התורה משיגה את ההלכה הזאת הן בהומשים. They are in these books. Which books? ויקרא ודברים. ויקרא ודברים. The book of ויקרא, and he called, ודברים, and the book of דברים. In Greek, Vayikra is called Leviticus, and Devarim is called Deuteronomy. Okay? Midai, from the beginning, actually from the title. Ilchot, Sefrat, Haomer. Hakadema, the introduction. Midai Shana, אנחנו סופרים את הימים והשבועות מהלילה השני של פסח עד שבועות. אנו קוראים לספרת העומר. התורה משיגה את ההלכה הזאת הן בהומשים ויקרא ודברים. So every year we count the days and the weeks from the second night of Pesach until Shavuot. We call this practice Sefrat HaOmer, the counting of Omer. The Torah presents, Masiga, the Torah presents this halacha in the books of Vaikra and Dvarim. I hope the information is clear. Let's move on. Ilhot Sefrat HaOmer. So we're still dealing with the laws regarding Sefrat HaOmer. And you see a change in the font, the Hebrew font. This is one font. This is another one. I'm usually going to use Ezra, which is the name of the font, when I'm dealing with the text from the Torah, because all the marks are easier in this. You see, all the marks are easier with this font. So what does the Torah say? And on the picture we have again a Sefer Torah, but now we have a yad, a beautiful yad that we use to read the Chumash of the week, of the day, of the month. So let's start the reading. from the top, from the beginning. Usfartem, usfartem, usfartem. We have a sign here for stress. So usfartem lahem mimaharat השבת מיום הביאהם את עומר התנופה. Okay, let's try to read one more time. וספרתם להם ממחרת השבת מיום הביאהם את עומר התנופה. Let's try to understand this, shall we? וספרתם. וספרתם. Sfar. We know this already, right? Safar. So he counted. Usfartem. So now they will count. Lahem. La means two or four. Hem for them. So they shall count for themselves. Okay? They will count for them. They shall in an idea of future, they shall count for themselves. What? Actually, what is the next information? Mi maharat, and I have the staff here. If I have the staff, it means I'm dealing with a construct absolute formation. So, mi maharata Shabbat, mi maharata Shabbat. This is one thing that needs to be understood as in a compound. Mi maharata Shabbat. The way you read is different as well. So, usfartem lachem mi maharata Shabbat miyom. You see, of course, I try to emphasize the speed. Usfartem lachem mi maharata Shabbat. Mimaharata Shabbat is one thing because it's a compound. Sometimes we have a makif. Mimaharata Shabbat. They shall count for themselves from the morrow of Shabbat. Mimaharat means from. We are more interested in the old Maherat. Maherat. It's right here. Maherat. It means the following day. It means the morning of the next day. So when I am recording this, I am already in 28th of Nisan. 28th of Nisan. So what is the Maharat in my perspective? The morning of the 29th of Nisan. If I am on the 28th of Nisan, the Maherat is the next morning. In my case, the 29th of the month of Nisan. So they shall count for themselves from the morrow of Shabbat. Miyom. What does it mean? Me. Me means from. Yom, everybody knows, is they. From the day, and I think we need a pause right here. The first information is that they shall count for themselves from the morrow of Shabbat. They shall count for themselves from the next morning of Shabbat. This is the first information. The second information is what you do on that day. I'm going to tell you what you do on that day. So in the next morning, you can start counting. Miyom, from the day. Aviahem, what do I have in the at the center? Beit Aleph. So I'm dealing with bo. Bo means come in, but I always tell you, it also means you can never forget the second meaning of bo. Bo is not only come in, arrive. Bo also means bring in, or you come with something. So now they come in, they bring in. If they come, I don't need a direct object. They came, okay, they're here, they came. There is no complement for this verb. But if the idea of bo in this sentence from the Torah, it means bring, then if they brought something. What did they bring? They bring, direct object sign, Omer. Omer. What does it mean, Omer? A sheaf. You know sheaf? A sheaf is, in Portuguese, you say fecho. Fecho. Fecho de quê? Fecho at no Fá. At no Fá. Omer at no Fá. Omer at no Fá. What does it mean, at no Fá? A Omer that is waved. So in this offering, the offering of Omer, you would bring the Omer, the sheaf, o fecho de trigo, ou fecho de barley, cevada, and wave it. Wave it. You wave it before the altar. Okay? Let's go again. Usfartem lahem mimaharat Shabbat miyom aviahem et omer at nufa. Okay? So they shall count for themselves from the morrow of Shabbat, from the day that they bring their wave offering, the Omer of wave offering. At Nufa is an offering that will be waved in front of the altar. And what is the quantity of this at Nufa, of this wave offering? An Omer, a sheaf, fecho. Let's move on. Sheva Shabbatot, Tmumot, Tihina. Again, Sheva Shabbatot, Temimot, Tihina. Let's try to understand it. How long they should count for themselves? They should count. Sheva is a number. Sheva mi odeia, Sheva ani odeia. Sheva yamim Shabbat. 7 days for Shabbat. So, Sheva, 7. Sheva Shabbatot. Ot, feminine, the suffix feminine, plural for Shabbat. Sheva Shabbatot, 7 Shabbatot. They have to wait 7 weeks. And what is the information we have for this Shabbatot? Tmimot comes from Tamim. Tamim means complete, full. So 7 full weeks. We don't count only the 5 days, we count every day. We don't skip Shabbat, we count every day of a week. So Shabbatot, Temimot, full weeks. How many full weeks? 7 full weeks. What about the last words? Tihina. Well, hi. Hai is about the verb to be. So there will be 7 full weeks. Is it clear? The reference is Vaikra, Kaf Gimel, Tetvav. Again, Usfartem lahem mimaharat Shabbat miyom haviahem et Omer atnufa sheva Shabbatot tmimot tihina. They shall count for themselves from the next day of the Shabbat, or from the morrow of the Shabbat, from the day that they would bring the Omer of wave offering. There shall be 7 full weeks for you to count. So this is our first reference. Then we have of course we're dealing with the Hot Sfrat Omer, so we're dealing with the Halacha. On the right side of this slide, we have the Gemara. How the Mishnah is at the center, and the Gemara around it. Right here we have Rashi. So let's have a dialogue between the text in the Torah, Sheketav, the written Torah, and the Torah, Shebe'al Peh, the oral law. Tanu, Rabanan, Usfartem lahem. Vaikra, Kaf Gimel, Tetvav. Sfra, Leho, Ehad Veyad. Let's try to understand what the Gemara is telling us. What's the Talmud telling us? Tanu, which means Tanu, Rabbanan. The Rabbanan, the rabbis, they taught us, they gave us, they taught something. This is why we always say in Portuguese, ensinam os sábios, ou nos ensinam os sábios, ou nos ensinaram os sábios, Tanu Rabbanan, Usfartem lahem, we know this, right here. Usfartem lahem. So, the sages, they taught us, Usfartem lahem, they count for themselves. What does it mean? What is the meaning? Why do I need lahem? Why do I need lahem? Because when I say Usfartem, means they shall count. Okay? Why do I have an additional information? Lahem. The reason is Sfra, Leho, Ehad Veyad. Sfra, Leho, Ehad Veyad, Ve'ehad. So count, what is the counting? The counting to all Ehad Veyad, one by one. Does it make sense? The count is for everyone, one by one. So the reason why the Torah is emphatic here, the reason why the Torah doesn't only say Usfartem, they shall count, but instead the Torah says Usfartem lahem, and they shall count for themselves. The Gemara explains that the reason for lahem is that they shall count each one. Which means Sfrat Omer is not a mitzvah, because it is a mitzvah, and mitzvah deoraita. Mitzvah deoraita. Mitzvah from the Torah. Sheketav, the written Torah. The mitzvah of Sfrat Omer cannot be fulfilled by one person in the household or one person in the community. ספרה להו אחד ויד, אחד ואחד. Everyone has to fulfill the mitzvah. Which means, if I do the counting in my home, everyone is clear? No. Everyone should count for themselves. וספרתם להם. They shall count for themselves. And the Gemara explains, להו אחד ויד, ואחד. One by one. What else does the Gemara say? The Gemara also explains that Rabbi Yossi, Omer, what did he say? Rabbi Yossi Omer, Amar, he spoke. What did he speak about? Mimaharat HaShabbat. Mimaharat HaShabbat. We know Mimaharat HaShabbat, right? Mimaharat Shabbat, from the morrow of Shabbat. Mimaharat Shabbat, Mimharat Yom Tov. This is a great thing to understand. Because when I read the Torah tells me to count from the Shabbat. In the beginning of the class, I told you that מדי שנה אנחנו סופרים את הימים והשבועות מהלילה השני של שבת. מהלילה השני של פסח. I'm so sorry, של פסח. This is the halacha. We start counting the Homer from the second night of Pesach. Now, when I read my Torah, I read Mimharat Shabbat. Shabbat is one thing, Pesach is another thing. So why does the Torah say it's from the Shabbat? We have three possibilities discussed in Masechet Menachot. Masechet Menachot, Sameh Daf Bet. The first possibility is that since Pesach lasts for 1 week, you have Shabbat Shabbaton. Again, Pesach lasts for a week. Naturally, there will be a Shabbat during the celebration of Pesach. So maybe the Torah is talking about the Shabbat Shabbaton, the Shabbat during Pesach. That's the first possibility. What is the second possibility? I'm sorry. The second possibility is maybe Pesach has a fixed date. And Pesach has to start on Shabbat. You see? The third possibility is that when the Torah says Shabbat, it doesn't mean Shabbat Bereshit. It means Shabbat as rest. What is the difference? When the Gemara says Shabbat Bereshit, it means the seventh day. The seventh day. This is not the case. So when the Torah says Mimaharat Shabbat, the Torah is not making a reference to Shabbat Bereshit. Again, what is Shabbat Bereshit? It's the Shabbat from creation, from the beginning. What is the Shabbat from the beginning? The seventh day that we have every week. So today is Wednesday. Then I have Thursday, and then I have Friday, which is Shabbat in the evening. This we call Shabbat Bereshit, the seventh day. The Torah is not making a reference to Shabbat Bereshit. What does the Gemara says? Rabbi Yossi Omer. What did Rabbi Yossi say? Mimaharat Shabbat. What does it mean? It means Mimaharat Yom Tov. The first and the second day of Pesach is Yom Tov. So when the Torah says that I have to count the Omer from the following day of the Shabbat, the Torah is making a reference to the first day of Pesach. There is a day of rest. That is a Yom Tov. A Yom Tov is just like a Shabbat. All working is forbidden, and there is a list of things we don't do. Is it clear? So when the Torah talks about Shabbat, it's not the Shabbat Shabbaton. It's not the Shabbat that happens during the festivities of Pesach. Again, Rabbi Yossi Omer, Mimaharat Shabbat, Mimaharat Yom Tov. When the Torah says before the day after Shabbat, the Torah is making a reference to the day after the Yom Tov, which is like a Shabbat for the Torah. So that's why the halacha is מדי שנה אנחנו סופרים את הימים והשבועות מהלילה השני של פסח, from the second night of Pesach, because the first night of Pesach is Shabbat or is Yom Tov. So we start counting from the second night, or in Hebrew, מהלילה השני, from the second Laila, from the second evening. Okay? Is it clear? Let's see. More Nevuhim. The reference is not there because I think I will take it from this moment in the next video. But the reference is More Nevuhim. It's right here. More Nevuhim. More Nevuhim is one of the essential books from Rambam. More Nevuhim is the guide or the professor or the teacher of the perplexed. O Guia dos Perplexos. Okay. We are studying Ilhot Sefrat Haomer. ושבועות הוא יום מתן תורה. מתן תורה. ושבועות הוא יום מתן תורה. Shavuot, it, remember I don't have it in Hebrew, I have who and he. So they work as masculine and feminine subjects, but they also work as it for things and ideas. So Shavuot, which is the Hag Shavuot, the festival of Shavuot, who the festival is the day of Matan Torah. What does it mean, Matan Torah? Tan is about giving, right? So Matan Torah means the giving of the Torah. In Portuguese we call it outorga da Torah from Sinai. So this is the first information from Rambam. Shavuot hu yom Matan Torah. What does it mean Matan Torah? Outorga da Torah. This is Shavuot. Okay? let's try to say this. But what you have here, Gimel, Dalet, and Lamed. What we have with Gimel, Dalet, and Lamed, Gadol, Gadol. Okay? Ul Hagdil, Ul Hagdil, Ul Hagdil, meaning make it big, make it great. Hayom. So what we're gonna ulagdil? What we're gonna make great? The day. Which day? The day of Matan Torah, of the outorga da Torah. Hayom hahu. This day. Let's make this day great. Imanu. What does it mean? Im. What does it mean? Nu. Im means with. Nu, us. So, ulagdil ayomahu imano. So let's make this day great among us. This is the halacha. Make the day great. Hayamim min amoed arishon elav. Hayamim, we know Hayamim, the days. Min, we saw min from Hamoed. What does mean moed? Moed means appointed times, generally for the festivals. Baruch ata Hashem v'natan lanu, that has given us moadim lesimha. Hashem is blessed because He has given us appointed times for simcha, for joy, which are the festivals. Arishon elav. So we count the days from Amoed Arishon, from the first appointed time, from the first festival, to Shavuot. What is the Moed Arishon, the first festival? Pesach. Rambam also connects Pesach to Shavuot. When speaking regarding Shavuot, Rambam makes a reference to the first festival. So Shavuot is the second festival in relation to the one that is before Pesach. Why is that? Because of Sefrat Homer. When we finish counting the Homer, we have Shavuot. Now, let's see what comes next. Kemi, what's ke? It's like me. When we want to make a question, generally say me or ma. Me is related to an information, to something. And me is always related to someone. So me is translated as who, and ma is translated as what. Let's say as who, or as someone, shemamtim, as someone who, asher, as someone who, shemamtim is as someone who is waiting. Okay, this is modern, not biblical Hebrew. That's why I have 2 and 2. Since this is biblical Hebrew, he counted. This is not biblical Hebrew, so I have to wait and to count. Shemamtim, kemi shemamtim, as someone who is waiting. Bo, we saw bo before. Come in, bring in. Since I don't have a direct object, probably this come in, the arrival. Oops, I'm sorry. as someone who is waiting for the arrival of the Neman. The arrival of Neman. Let's try to understand this again. He first said that Shavuot is the outorga da Torá, Matan Torah. And then that Ulagadil, that we have to make great this day between us, amongst us. The days from the first festival until Shavuot. And how are we going to make these days great? We're going to make this day great as someone who is waiting the arrival, the coming of the Neman, of the faithful. Now, we have a double language here. Neman means faithful, loyal, comes from amen, right? Actually, Neman is a change of amen. The reading is not only religious, because it's easily the picture of someone waiting for the Mashiach. Ani ma'amin b'mnach beviat Mashiach. I believe with a complete faith in the coming of the Mashiach. So I am waiting as someone kemi shemamtim bo anema, as someone who is waiting the arrival, the coming of the loyal, of the faithful one. Yes, this is like waiting for the Mashiach. But Neman is also someone you love. When you're waiting for someone you love, this person is away for work or for some other reason, and you're waiting for that person. It's the same language. The Rambam here is being is dealing with a double language on purpose. Imagine how you wait someone you love. You love this person. Imagine we are in social isolation and we want to see the ones we love, but we can't because we are in social isolation. Imagine how we are waiting for the arrival of this person that we love. This is the same idea. Shehu, that he, the one who is waiting for the arrival of the loyal, the faithful one. This person, Monet. This person is counting, but Monet is really money, right? Monetizar. It's like quantificar, is counting as someone who counts money. So this person, he is counting the day, Hayom, Ugam Ha-Shaot. This person is counting not only the day, but this person is counting the hour. The hour. As we are all counting the days and the hours that we will be able to hug, to see, to visit, to have a meal with people we love, and because of social distancing, we cannot do it today. Rambam is telling us to make these days joyful amongst ourselves, imano. And we need to count these days just like someone that is waiting for the person they love. And the way they count the days is counting not only the days, but also counting the hours. Okay? So what we did today was to see the basis of this halacha in our Torah, aqui do Shah, and the dialogue of the text in the Torah with the Gemara, Masechet Menahot, Sameh Bet. Also the dialogue with More Nevuhim, or the law, the Halacha according to Ramban. So I hope everything's fine, and I'll be preparing the next video, which will start from this very moment here, from More Nevuhim, but in a second step. So please study the text from the Torah, the text from the Talmud, and the text from Rambam, More Nevuhim. And I hope to see you soon. תודה רבה, שלום, שלום, להתראות. See you soon. Bye.